Yo, what is good YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 must-have cards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. These are cards that, like, regardless of price, regardless of position, all that stuff, are the players that I most recommend you try to get on your team to have the most success possible based on value, based on how good the cards are, all that stuff. But before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 11,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Starting off with number 10, I'm going to go with Mark Eaton. I think this is a little bit of an interesting choice. I think you could put either Mark Eaton or Boban here, either one of the two, and I don't think you would be wrong. The reason that I say this type of card is a must-have is because it is a counter to Yao Ming and Taco Fall on the interior, even though they do have both of those cards, both Mark Eaton and Boban have significant flaws. Mark Eaton can't shoot, Boban is super slow but can shoot a bit. So that is the important thing to keep in mind. That being said, Mark Eaton is a dominant interior force on both ends of the court, one of the best mashers, rebounders, and interior defenders in the game, has an 80 speed, which is incredible for a 7'4" player, especially one with the player build that he does have. I just think he's got quick drops as well. His movement isn't good, and he can't shoot, but I think he's an incredible interior force, incredible dunker, incredible masher, and one of the guys who can counter Taco and Yao the best on the interior, which is why I put him at number 10. You could go Boban as well, but either one of those guys I think is number 10 because of the value that they give you in terms of their ability to stop on the interior against Yao and Taco, despite the lack of the flaws that they may have. Ricky Davis is going to come in at number 9 for me. I think Ricky Davis is just like the best auctionable shooting guard that you can buy, and the shooting guard position is pretty important considering how many incredible top tier cards there are at that position. Guys like Terry Dishinger and Tracy McGrady, and even a guy like Steve Smith, who we may get to later in this video. 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan, though. Hot spots are everywhere. 16 hops include bully, limitless takeoff, posterizer, great shooting badges, clamp breaker, handles for days, quick first step, anchor, clamps. Really good badges for him. Really good all around defense besides the block rating. He's super fast. He's a great shooter and an elite slasher. Does have very good size at 6'7", a top tier release with the Oscar upper, which is the best upper in the game. Seth Base is really, really good as well. He's just an incredible all around card. MJ dribble style, team X size up, wall escape, the lid behind the back, all elite sigs, quick drops off one as well. One of the best shooting guard options in my team, and he's the perfect guy to buy at that shooting guard position if you can't afford the top couple shooting guards or don't have the luck in terms of RNG of getting a guy like Steve Smith. Kristaps Porzingis is going to come in at number 8. The reason I say KP is number 8 is because he's the one guy that I feel like outside of the guys who have flaws in terms of Mark Eaton, Boban, Simbalar, who can at least kind of compete against Yao and Taco. He gets some stops against those guys at times because of the fact he is 7'3" and has an amazing player build. Hotspots from everywhere. 30 hops include incredible finishing and shooting badges, as well as really good defense. They gave KP soup defense, which generally he doesn't really get, but he's got a high interior, high block. He's 7'3". He's got the interior defensive badges. He's a very good dunker and obviously an incredible shooter with a really good release. Doesn't move great, but doesn't move horribly. He at least has some sort of movement and quick drops off one. But the fact that he can compete on the interior and get you stops while being such a versatile quality offensive center makes him, in my opinion, still pretty much a must-have card in a lot of ways, and I do think he does deserve a spot somewhere on this list at least. Rudy Fernandez is one of 2 point guards that I'm putting on this list. I think he, being only about 15,000 MT, just is an incredible value budget shooting guard, or budget point guard, I should say. 6'6" with 6'7" wingspan doesn't give him an insane size, but all 5 hotspots from the 3-point line. 17 offs include great finishing, Agent 3 catch and shoot, limitless range, clamp breaker, handles today's quick first step, anchor, challenger, clamps, glove. Really good, valuable hops. He's got good speed, good shooter, good dunker, good defender, very good release. Steph base, Seth upper on very quick. He's basically a 6'6" Steph Curry with a 40-inch vertical. Shout out to Mike Korzemba. But he's a really athletic PG who can shoot the ball at a super high level, very complete in terms of his badges, can defend as well, and is also very cheap at only 15,000 MT. I think he also fits this bill really, really nicely. Andre Kirilenko comes in at number 6, the best small forward in the game. He's also really affordable, which is pretty crazy how cheap he is. But 6'9" with a 7' wingspan, hotspots are everywhere, 17 hops, include limitless takeoff, posterizer, corner specialist, limitless range, clamp breaker, quick first step, and almost every single key Hoff defensive badge in the game. Defensive stats are insane. He's super fast. He's an elite shooter and an elite slasher, but the animations are where he's at his best. A top tier base with O-shaver set base, good upper on very quick. Trey leaner, MJ dribble style, Trey size up and escape, the lid behind the back gives him near perfect sigs. His layups, or his dunk animations, he does also have quick drops, so an incredible top tier card and definitely, in my opinion, does deserve to be on this list, despite being a small forward, which is a pretty stacked position and also not the most important position at times. He's so good at his position and so good for his value as well that I feel like he's got to have a spot relatively high on the list. Tracy McGrady comes in at number 5, the most expensive shooting guard in the game, maybe the most expensive card in the game right now, at least for one single card, not like a lock-in player. 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan, hotspots from everywhere, 30 hops, really pretty much has most key hops that you could want on a card. He's incredibly fast, an elite level defender, elite shooter, and an elite dunker, has incredible size and amazing player build. My favorite release in the game, the KPJ base Oscar upper on quick, normal leaner, elite tier sigs, and front clutch dunk animations. This is my favorite card to use in my team. I think he's absolutely incredible. I run mostly a budget team outside of T-Mac, but T-Mac will not be leaving my squad anytime soon because of how incredible he is and how much fun he is to use, really on both ends of the court, but especially offensively. I think he's the best shooting guard in the game still, and I know despite the price, he's still one of the best cards in my team, so definitely still a must-have card in a way if you can afford the card. Steve Smith, who's not as good as Tracy McGrady, I think goes a little bit higher because of the fact that he's free and T-Mac is over $1 million MT, but another 6'8" shooting guard, 6'10" wingspan, hotspots from everywhere, another really complete, well-badged card who's an elite defender, very fast, very good shooter, and very good dunker. Has front clutch dunk animations as well, MJ dribble style, Lowry size up, Trey escape, Lillard behind the backer, again, incredible sigs, LaMelo base on very quick. Steve Smith is a monster. This card is really, really good. I just don't think he's quite as good as T-Mac, but for the value, because he is free, he goes a little bit higher than T-Mac on this list, all the way up at number 4. Number 3 is the best point guard in the game who's free, and it's Sean Livingston. He is the best point guard in the game, and you can get him for free for 6,000 points unlimited, which is pretty crazy. 6'7" with a 6'11" wingspan, really nice finishing, capable shooter as well, really good playmaker, very good defender as well. Defensive stats are really nice all the way around. He's fast, he's a good shooter, and a very good slasher. Has this JT Thor base, which is very similar to LaMelo, and is honestly one of the better releases that I really didn't know about until just recently, and he's an amazing card with elite level sigs as well, same sigs as Steve Smith has, front clutch dunk animations as well. Just a monster. Best point guard in the game for free, has to be very, very high on the list in terms of must-have cards. Yao is actually going to come in 2 for me because I think Yao has a couple more counters than Taco does, and that's why Taco will be coming in number 1. I just spoiled that, so we might as well throw him on here. But the 2 giant centers, 7'6" for Yao, also for Taco. They're both incredible matches, nearly unstoppable on the interior, and especially if you don't have one of these 2 guarding your Taco or Yao, they just bully everyone else. They drop step past them, they finish over them, they get more rebounds than everyone else, they protect the rim better. They're just a pain in the butt to play against, but there is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that Yao and Taco are the 2 most OP cards in the game. The only reason I have Taco higher than Yao is because he can play power forward and Yao can't. I think Yao's the slightly better card, but Taco being able to play power forward can even create even more mismatch issues, especially if you were to play the 2 of these guys together. So it is pretty OP, especially having Taco at the power forward position, but really both of these cards are so OP that even though they're expensive, they have to go tops of the list in terms of the best or the cards that you must have in my team right now. So that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.